must be a frustrating way to finish.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we went 1-0 up, we had a good bit of momentum in the game, especially the first 15 minutes. To go 1-0 up was obviously really good, and we wanted to build on that in the second half, and obviously a decision which obviously changed the flow of the game. It was tough, but the lads done amazingly well, obviously in the second half to dig it out, to fight with our fans, and in the end that's obviously a really good point against the team that are in really good form at the minute.
Yeah, so how did you see that decision? What did the referee say to you at the time? Could you understand what was going on?
Yeah, I was shocked. I think you could see in my face I was shocked. He's obviously gone over. I've not sprinted back in front of him and smashed the ball away. I've touched the ball with the outside of my foot. But look, this is the laws of the game. If you touch the ball even a little bit, obviously it's a red card after my challenge in the first half, which I fully accept, a 50-50 that I didn't win. But the second half one, especially with it being in the corner flag, they can't really progress from anywhere there. So look, it was tough, it was harsh. But it's one of them things, I have to move on from it. I'll be better for it, and I can only really praise the players, to be honest with you, for digging deep for me, and the manager for pushing everyone, and the fans as well, who were unbelievable again this afternoon. So that's how I see it. Yeah,
so what did you make of the reaction? As you mentioned there, not just the players but the supporters and the atmosphere inside the stadium, and we could have won it as well, a couple of chances near the end.
Yeah, I was obviously watching the game from inside, and I was up off my seat when them big two chances come. Obviously had David as well, who made another big save for us. But them two big chances, on another day maybe they go in, but to even generate them chances from where we were, on the edge of our box, to then be at the other end of the pitch, shows the desire of the boys. And look, 1-1 in the end. Obviously it's not ideal because we want to win every game. That's what we strive for. That's what we believe we can do. But when you take the context out of it, 10 men for 50 minutes, in the end I think that's a really strong point, and we'll keep battling and fighting. It's only been 3 weeks since the start of the season, and we're going to keep going in the right direction.
Reading of the second yellow for Declan. I was amazed, because in the first half when the opponents did that, he didn't get any booking, and he makes the call by law in a non-critical area on the pitch after the ball hitting his heel and turning around to make that decision. But by law he can do it. Then be consistent, and as well, if that's the case, then you have to send Bellman off because it's a red card, and then we play 10 against 10.
I think he kicked it away a bit, so I kicked him instead of the ball. But he was clearly saying, I didn't kick the ball, So I need to see it back, though, to have a clear opinion about it. But my feeling, he kicked it away, and the rules saying it's a second yellow, yeah.
For me, he shoots the ball away, so it's a clear yellow card. Of course, it changes the momentum of the game. Yeah, in the end, again, we wanted to win here. We didn't do it, so we have to be satisfied with the draw.
I thought it was a bit harsh, for us. We just want some consistency, In the first half, João Pedro's booted the ball with his left foot half the way across the pitch, and he's got absolutely nothing for it. And Deck does the slightest touch, and he's sent off. So, yeah, for me, it's a bit harsh, but it is what it is. I don't want to put the whole game on the referee. We still had chances to win the game.
Well, that's what all the talk's about, isn't it? The second yellow card for Declan Rice. We forgot the first one, but that probably was.
Yeah. It was a huge game because Arsenal were quite comfortable at that point. This is a yellow, I think we all agree. Late, just catches him. Same two players again. And then here, when it starts, kind of all a bit, well, what's going on? Who's done what? Initially, I thought that, he's just lashed out and kicked Declan Rice. And then when you see it, he's making out that he kicked him because he's trying to clear the ball. I don't quite believe that.
No, nor do I, because the ball's rolling as well, so you can't take a free kick when the ball is rolling.
But let's deal with Declan Rice's second yellow. The letter of law, it's a second booking. He's kicked it out of play. He's given the referee no choice, and the referee makes the decision.
I think this is another classic example where football has lost its mind.
Right.
For people getting a red card
for that.
For flicking a ball about 12 inches. Second yellow, which still means it goes off.
Well, this is the inconsistency one. Now, you and I both know, well, we all know, he's booted the ball away and he already knows it's out of play. It's a yellow card. What the officials would say, that there's no whistle, the player benefit the doubt because he could have been trying to keep it in play, whatever. The fact is, that's a yellow, and that's where the anger comes because it's inconsistent. I think Declan deserved the second yellow, unlike him.
He deserved it technically, but you could see Chris Kavanagh giving him the yellow card. He knew he was technically he needed to give that, but
he did.
In the back of his mind, you can see, I don't want to give this yellow, but the rules are rules.
Veltman's very lucky, man. He could have been sent off for that.
Yeah.
That wasn't him taking a free kick. Let's get that clear.
Absolutely. OK, well, the points dropped at home. How will they reflect on that?
I think when they wake up in the morning, they'll be really pleased with how they performed for 40 minutes against a good Brighton side. Defended really well, put their bodies on the line, looked fit, looked sharp, broke away, and could have had 2 really good chances. He'll be proud of the team.
Yeah.
Little technicalities, in my opinion. I would just let the guys on the pitch figure it out. I think it's far more interesting. That's what the fans want to see. That's what they pay the money. That's what the millions across the world want to see. A red card's a red card, I know, but that for me I don't want to see that in deciding games.
I'm going to stick with you, Owen, because you mentioned João Pedro, and Arteta spoke about consistency. Bukayo Saka at another point in that interview also spoke about consistency, and their main gripe is if Declan gets a yellow for that, surely this is a yellow.
Jules, this is amazing. He kicks his 50 yards and there's nothing given. And again, the point is, even Ødegaard saying as captain, look, that's going to be a yellow card. And again, they make a great point. Saka, Arteta, if you're going to do it, you've got to be consistent. If you're not going to give that, then you shouldn't give the Declan Rice one. I can completely understand them.
So 100% records for both of them coming into this one. We knew one or both would go. They both did. Arsenal got the opening goal. And then, as you mentioned, that red card changing things, because shortly after, Brighton equalised.
Yeah, they did. As I say, Brighton come into the game at that stage. I think Mikel made a substitution, almost went to 5 at the back, and I don't think that helped the team, if I'm being quite honest with you. Great through ball between the centre-halves. Centre-halves will be really, really disappointed that they've been bisected as they have. But what you've got to say as well, when you see the recovery, I think it's Saliba, the left-sided centre-half, has almost pulled away expecting his partner to win a challenge. He hasn't done that. Saliba's pulled away slightly, and a good follow-up, I've got to say, and he's put it in the back of the net. And from that moment on, it was near enough all Brighton, apart from 2 counter-attacks from Arsenal.
Yeah, and those counter-attacks, Kai Havertz scored the opening goal, had an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah, it's a big moment, and I think Kai's been amazing as a centre-forward for Arsenal. The one thing, maybe the last thing maybe missing is kind of that finishing maybe in those moments. His first touch is brilliant to kind of bring the ball down. But if he can start finishing some of these chances, then it'd be one of the best strikers in the Premier League.
A great start from Brighton, I suppose, going to Arsenal and getting that point after winning the opening 2 games. But will they feel, given that they had a one-man advantage, it's 2 points dropped?
I think they will. I think they've got a manager that will look at the whole picture, though. His team were probably outplayed in the first half, and the sending off has got them back into the game. They've taken 7 out of 9 points. They've played 2 away games. They've played Manchester United at home. They'll be absolutely delighted going into the international break with that points tally.
For Brighton, Yassin Ayari joins us pitch side now from the Emirates. Yassin, that looked like a hard-fought point in the end. You had chances in the second. How do you reflect on it? A well-earned point, or it could have been more?
No, like you said, it could have been more. But still, we need to consider that we are unbeaten and we're playing against a good team today. But we should create some more chances and score some goals in the second half when they get the red card.
What was said at half-time?